Good morning, everyone. Welcome to A Foreigner's Life in the Philippines. There's Lena's house. Monerado's house is down the hill. You can see the roof. And there's the swimming pool in the guest house. This is the entrance or the front patio porch from Terrence and Beth's office. Anyway, welcome to A Foreigner's Life in the Philippines. Getting ready to start the day. I was a little bit late. Just as I was leaving about 7:45, I got a call. Hey, too big. So I had to take care of that. And it doesn't matter if I get up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. The boys, and especially Rohan, they're right on my heels. Can we have sliced bread and peanut butter? Because I usually have a cup of coffee and sliced bread with peanut butter on it. It's a form of protein, maybe not the best, but by golly, it works in most cases when you're in a hurry. Even if you're in a hurry to do nothing. Joke only. Well, that's a nice rock garden, huh? Wow. I just love plants. They need to figure out which ones belong in the shade. For instance, I see those pink all the way over there. There's pink flowers right there, and there's a white on top. But the pink ones, they're impatiens, and impatiens are shade loving, and they love water. It could rain every day, twice a day, and it wouldn't be too much for them. But anyway, just a quick overview. We got, whoa, I gotta zoom that out again. Come on. Camera's not cooperating at all. Now I know back in the States where there's cold weather, you normally leave a 1/4 inch of space on the edges. But I started doing that when I first put the floor down, and it just didn't feel right. So I gave it a 1/16, 1/8 of an inch on either side, because let me tell you, it's 80 degrees, and I don't think it moves much from 80, maybe up to 90 or something in a bad day. Sometimes when it rains, it gets a little bit cool, but it's not long enough to make a difference inside the house, or not too much of a difference. So the packages come and they don't even have directions with this stuff. But with that being said, it's a nice floor, feels good on the feet, but it's kind of tricky to put down because you get your main row going through there, and then you got to build from both sides, going back and going this way, and as soon as you tap on one end, it moves the other end, and it's hell to pay to get it to stay there, because you're not allowed to do any nailing to it because it's a floating floor. It has to move, has to breathe. And also from my experiences, the tighter this is, the less, here I gotta get me a pointer. The tighter these seams are, the mate lines, the better. Less bugs, less dirt, especially if you get food in there. And in these parts they have the palm trees. Palm trees are here by the millions. And believe it or not, them ants climb up there, doing their job. They bring down, I see the leaves that are dried up over here on this one. The ants are going back and forth, going up and down, and they deliberately, literally bring those leaves down. They die out. They fall down. And then when they're down on the ground, they're part of the environment. They're the sorry guys, I don't know where that came from. A little bit of sinus issues. But it's amazing how God's creation is spoken into existence, and it works really well if we don't mess it up. But here's the upstairs and the floor, same thing here. Ouch. I did it again. Terrence painted those white, and now I can't see them, they don't show up. I bumped my head. Oh well. But see if I can get this thing to go back to normal. It's zoomed out too far. There we go. It went really well on this side, is where I started up against this cabinet base, and brought it over here, and it went really well until the last row there at the edge of the bed. It was just impossible to get that together, because as you can see, the base of the bed, and try to get a hammer in there and swing to tap it together, it just wouldn't do it. So I was able to move the bed, and I got a partial row extended under the bed, so I was able to do that with the screws and the pry bar, and it went really well over to this point here. And then you had the same issue on this side. But it's all part of the job. How you say that? It's all in the cost of doing business. And if you spend this kind of money, it might as well be proper. Give it the best you got. And the same here, I made these, I call them bull noses, but we'll put some of that fancy little trim that Terrence picked up. It's called the half round. Put that on the front there, and he'll paint those edges, and by golly Ned, that'll be done. But try to get the main floor down, minus some small pieces, because as you can see, I got a really good start yesterday. And I picked on the worst spot, hopefully, which was from that point there to that point over there. That little area. In other words, it had to go backwards. You had to lay it in there backwards. Come on, man. Then when you get up here, this last piece going in there, through here, and over into here, and then you got the multiple cuts to make here, and try to get everything to fit where you don't have any mouse holes. This little area here, I do not know why, but it turned out a little bigger crack than what I expected, but after the third try, I said, alright, you win. There's a reason for it, and I don't know why, but it'll be alright. That's going to be almost impossible to get in there, but we'll just work with it till the sun goes down, and hopefully it'll be done. And many little areas here where you have to make all these notches. Not impossible, and as long as you got the patience of a saint, it'll be fine. Sorry about the movement of the camera here. I'm trying to get my pointer to stay out here. I'll lock it down. There we go. Now here's some of the things I was talking about. I had to literally block that in there extremely tight in order to keep these joints together. And you can see they're really nice. They're snug as can be. That one there is because the dip of the floor here, and then it dips the other way here. And I should have, that's not a good place to have a joint. It'll all come together once it relaxes and lays back down. But you see these areas here, when I install these pieces here, going down, and especially when I tap on that end to bring them together tight, they move down here, and it was impossible to bring this back together. I don't know why. I'll have to check that out today. But just at first glance, it looks like I might have to take a little bit, shave a little bit off there, leave a little bigger gap. And right back there it's tight. I have to shave that off as well. And then bring them together where this gap here is not as big. But so far so good. It's coming together. In areas like this, these are the hardest spots. Bring this stuff together, and right here as well. That's a lot of notching. Very time consuming. Maybe it's worth it to make a trip to the hardware, see if they got that little zoom room. It's an oscillating tool with a blade on the front end of it. Boy, that would just be the cat's meow for this. But anyhow, that's a little overview of what's going on here. I know there's a lot of videos being done on it, but I don't know if they explained in detail what's going on or how it works. Most of you probably know how to install or have installed this kind of stuff, but to the viewers who don't have that experience and so on and so forth, there you have it. God bless you all. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.